Colorado had its primary yesterday, June 30th, so we're going to quickly cover the results and see who the winners and losers are. So even though it's a bluer state and this is just a primary, we've still got action. Most notably, right here for governor. This is an open seat, and there was a big battle between Attorney General Phil Weiser and current U.S. Senator Michael Bennet. And now we've got our answer. Phil Weiser is the winner. He's at 55.7%. Bennet trails by 11, and this took a while for Phil Weiser to really gain momentum. It looked like he didn't have much of a chance a couple of months ago. But Bennet is going to be more establishment, a little bit more moderate in this dynamic, and that's going to be the right kind of environment for Weiser to make a move, and he did. So Bennet is going to stay in the Senate. Denver, Weiser with 2/3 of the vote. So Weiser still has to get through a general election. And for the Republicans, this turned into a pure nail biter. Victor Marx had been the favorite headed into this election. He's considered controversial. Barbara Kirkmeyer is a bit of a safer choice. So Kirkmeyer actually is in the lead now with right at about 40%. But the markets are showing there's enough outstanding vote here for Marx to make a move, and he's going to eventually be the winner. So that is something to take a look at. If it is Kirkmeyer, I think Republicans would have a little bit better shot in the general, but still Phil Weiser is going to be the clear favorite, especially in this blue wave type of environment. Then we've got the Senate. Incumbent John Hickenlooper. He faced a challenge from his left. It's a similar margin as governor, but Hickenlooper won by more than 10%. So not a landslide for Hickenlooper, but not so much that he sweated out. And in Denver, Gonzalez is up by 6%. So Hickenlooper is going to have an easy win in November, and he's going to face Republican Mark Baisley. Then we'll get into the big U.S. House race. This is the first district. This covers Denver, super blue territory. Very long time incumbent Democrat Diana DeGette. She's been in there for almost 30 years. She was defeated by close to 10% by Malat Quiros, also challenging her from the left. It looked like DeGette was the favorite until the last few weeks when Democratic Socialists have been making gains in places like New York. It doesn't really matter who the Republican is, just like those New York seats, Dems are going to coast no matter what happens in November. Here's the 5th district, and this is a red-leaning district. The winner here for the Dems is Jessica Killen. She's over 62%. It was an easy win, and she's going to go on to face incumbent Republican Jeff Crank. Now, he won by 15% last time, so Republicans should hold it, but if there's a big enough blue wave, this could be on the table. A couple other quick statewide races. Here's Attorney General. Current Secretary of State Jenna Griswold, she's going to move into the AG spot. She's at 45.8%. It was a crowded primary, but she got enough to get it done. And again, we would look at the Republicans here, but in these races, Dems are going to just be so favored in November, not a whole lot of point. Here's Secretary of State now. This is going to be an open seat. The winner here, Amanda Gonzalez, clear 63% majority. Now we could zip through a couple more races. Here's the 2nd congressional district. This one is pretty blue. Republicans not going to have a chance here either, but the winner is Kellyanne Dennison. In the 3rd district, incumbent Republican Jeff Hurd cleared it by a 2-to-1 margin over Ron Hanks. Last time, Hurd won by only 5%, so he's going to go on to face Democrat Dwayne Romero in the general election. So Dems are looking for a pickup in this district, but they've got the best shot here in the 8th district. This one is held by incumbent Republican Gabe Evans. He won by less than 1% a couple of years ago. The winner is the more progressive candidate Manny Rutinel over Shannon Byrd. He's at 61.5. This is a swing district. It's had narrow margins since its creation a few cycles ago. And given the narrow margin last time, Dems absolutely have a good chance at flipping this. Finally, here's a quick glance at the rest of the U.S. House races. I covered all the ones that had any real competition. Then we could go down here and scroll past the state legislature. And as always, pause it if you'd like, especially if you're from the state. A few incumbents have gone down, so take a look at that. Then at the very bottom, that's pretty much it. Got a few uncontested races down here at the bottom: Treasurer, State Board of Education, and then the university regents. So that's what we've got in Colorado. If this were 20 years ago, these could be competitive races. Or if it were 10 years ago and Harris were in the White House, Republicans could make a play for a couple of these statewide races. But at this point, it looks like Dems are going to be strongly favored. But you never know, maybe something crazy could happen. For now, that's a quick recap at the Colorado primary. So let me know in the comments, what do you think about any of these races? How about Bennett going down to Weiser? What about Hickenlooper holding on? And what about Diana DeGette going down after 3 decades? Let me know what you think down below on your way out. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Join if you'd like to support the channel. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.